Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, welcome back to the Frame Master Podcast. My name is Concept Brooks, and on this episode, we're going to talk about the 16th week of this 95 journey, bro. And on this 16th week, big changes again. Changes again, and the changes that we have a new supervisor, bro. A new supervisor. hmm And this time, it kind of seemed more permanent because this time, I feel like we're, by this time, we're officially out of training and stuff like that. But what happened is that I I think this time we're officially on our teams and we're officially on our seat, because we're basically nomads. We haven't really secured our place as yet, but with the supervisor change, it kind of say, okay, we're more solid into the company now. Yeah, we're more solid in the company, and they want to build with us. That's how they do it as well. But the next thing is like what happened was that when the supervisor changed, I started off on the bad foot again, again. What happened is that what happened is that I'm doing so well at the start of March. As soon as the supervisor changed, what happened was that the shift changed. So what happened was that we started doing the morning shift. And the first day after morning shift, bro, I got some bad calls, some bad calls that took forever to deal with. And the supervisor like, bro, so it's like what happened is that on the 16 week, the leniency that I had, you know, the previous weeks because I kind of build rapport with other supervisor. All that is gone, and I've gone, and it's like I have to just rebuild that over again. I have to rebuild the trust. So that's something new in the company that I, as I said, my episodes back. Being an employee give you all the business practices. That's something you never really thought about. When your supervisor change, you have to basically just rebuild your rapport again because it's like a completely different person, completely different personality, and it's like they don't have the same. And it's like the company, as I said, the working place. There's no love, no, no love. Why I tell that there's no love because the supervisor that got changed, she got fired, bro. So as I said, the company culture and that person was really knowledgeable. That person, that supervisor, was the supervisor of the leads that was teaching us. That was teaching us when we were on the underjob portion of the while we were doing the work for 8 hours with the supervisor. She was the lead person, and then she got fired. I was like, wow. So as I said, this business world is no joke. This business world is no joke. And then we just and then new supervisor came in, and it's like, wow. So I said this business world is no joke, but what happened is that I said this March I have the chance to start getting some of the bonuses, um, well, and what I'm just trying to execute it. What happens is that going to the next week, I have the chance to basically get um that bonus that was really hard to get. But what happened is that there was other minor bonuses that does well as well. That if I just continue to execute just by executing well each day, I just possibly make that bonus. But the one that I'm actually focusing on, I have to actively really try to get that one, because what happens is that that specific bonus is really out of my control. It's really out of my control, because what happens is that it's a thing where it's when that situation comes up that affect the bonus, I can't stop it. There's I can't stop it unless I really get more knowledgeable. So it's only ways that I get more knowledgeable, or I basically have to just do the thing, because that's basically the bar um fork in the road. The thing about it is that the difference between I'm going to this month is that I'm able to execute more calls. I executed more calls per day. So I'm basically clocking a lot of calls per, well, not a lot, but I'm doing better every each day I'm getting more efficient. So I basically can do a lot more. And so what happens is that I can catch up. I can catch up. How fast will I catch up? That I don't know. But that's that's the difference going to this month. I'm executing, so by just me executing, I'm possibly just getting better at doing the stuff just by naturally just executing. And that's basically what consistency 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 is. Just basically you just come in every day and just executing. You just possibly just start to get better, because you're doing it every day. Yes, that's basically that. What else? I I could mention. Uh, well, I guess I said we're back to morning shift again. What happening now? We have to realize that we're getting more autonomy. Like the supervisor is is getting. As I said, we have a new supervisor now, and the things that we always told what a supervisor going to do. It seems like that's how the person is going to be. Like we're getting there are days now where she basically did show up, and it was just basically us after just put in the work and execute. So as I said, we were told that the supervisor is basically hands off most of the time. She have to basically manage like all of us. It's one person, and they have to manage like all of us, like around 14 or so or more. And sometimes you don't have time to bas- to manage all of us. So we have to basically become more proficient so that we can handle certain things to ourselves. And what I realized that now there are certain days where basically she's doing something and it's like, yeah, we're just handle the call ourselves. Because what happens is that we're not in training anymore. We are doing the job. So that's the difference between the 16 week. We're actually doing the job now. All those people we came in and saw doing the job, I become that person now. So it's like, yo, yeah, the change. Yeah, so that's basically it now. Yeah, yeah, so that's basically it. Thanks for listening. I look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page Reframing Mindset Podcast or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
Even your dream job requires work. And this is another topic that came to me, doing this 9 to 5 journey. In that, it's not my ideal. What I realized, it's not my ideal job. But what happened is that the lessons to get the lessons, these lessons are really valuable. Really valuable. But I had to actually put in the work to get them. And what happened is that I realized that to get to make your dream job, what your dream job, you have to actually put in the work to actually get it done to make it become a reality. And then when it becomes a reality, then you have to actually put in the work to maintain it. So it's like, it's one of those cliche things where people say you have to love the process. You have to actually not really say love the process, but you have to push through the process. You have to actually push through the process because, like, yo, to get the dream, to make it to your dream